The Project Gutenberg ebook of Lysistrata. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. Title: Lysistrata. Author: Aristophanes. Illustrator: Norman Lindsay. Translator: Jack Lindsay. Release date: March 1, 2005. Ebook number 7700. Most recently updated, November 2, 2012. Language: English. Credits: produced by Ted Garvin, David Widger, and the distributed proofreaders team. Start of the Project Gutenberg ebook. Lysistrata. Lysistrata, translated from the Greek of Aristophanes. Illustrations by Norman Lindsay. Foreword. Lysistrata is the greatest work by Aristophanes. This blank and rash statement is made that it may be rejected. But first let it be understood that I do not mean it is a better written work than the birds or the frogs, or that, to descend to the scale of values that will be naturally imputed to me, it has any more appeal to the collectors of curious literature than the Ecclesiazeusi or the Thesmophoriazeusi. On the mere grounds of taste I can see an at least equally good case made out for the birds. That brightly plumaged fantasy has an aerial wit and color all its own. But there are certain works in which a man finds himself at an angle of vision where there is an especially felicitous union of the aesthetic and emotional elements which constitute the basic qualities of his uniqueness. We recognize these works as being welded into a strange unity, as having a homogeneous texture of ecstasy over them that surpasses any aesthetic surface of harmonic color, though that harmony also is understood by the deeper welling of imagery from the core of creative exaltation. And I think that this occurs in Lysistrata. The intellectual and spiritual tendrils of the poem are more truly interwoven, the operation of their centers more nearly unified, and so the work goes deeper into life. It is his greatest play because of this, because it holds an intimate perfume of femininity and gives the finest sense of the charm of a cluster of girls, the sweet sense of their chatter, and the contact of their bodies, that is to be found before Shakespeare, because that mocking gaiety we call Aristophanes reaches here its most positive acclamation of life, vitalizing sex with a deep delight, a rare happiness of the spirit. Indeed, it is precisely for these reasons that it is not considered Aristophanes' greatest play. To take a case which is sufficiently near to the point in question, to make clear what I mean, the supremacy of Antony and Cleopatra in the Shakespearean aesthetic is yet jealously disputed, and it seems silly to the academic to put it up against a work like Hamlet. But it is the comparatively more obvious achievement of Hamlet, its surface intellectuality, which made it the favorite of actors and critics. It is much more difficult to realize the complex and delicately passionate edge of the former play's rhythm, its tides of hugely wandering emotion, the restless, proud, gay, and agonized reaction from life, of the blood, of the mind, of the heart, which is its unity, than to follow the relatively straightforward definition of Hamlet's nerves. Not that anything derogatory to Hamlet or the birds is intended, but the value of such works is not enhanced by forcing them into contrast with other works which cover deeper and wider nexus of aesthetic and spiritual material. It is the very subtlety of the vitality of such works as Antony and Cleopatra and Lysistrata that makes it so easy to undervalue them, to see only a phallic play and political pamphlet in one, only a chronicle play in a grandiose method in the other. For we have to be in a highly sensitized condition before we can get to that subtle point where life and the image mix, and so really perceive the work at all, whereas we can command the response to a lesser work which does not call so finely on the full breadth and depth of our spiritual resources. I amuse myself at times with the fancy that Homer, Sappho, and Aristophanes are the inviolable trinity of poetry, even to the extent of being reducible to one. For the fiery and lucid directness of Sappho, if her note of personal lyricism is abstracted, is seen to be an element of Homer, as is the profoundly balanced humor of Aristophanes, at once tenderly human and cruelly hard, as of a god to whom all sympathies and tolerances are known, but who is invulnerable somewhere, who sees from a point in space where the pressure of earth's fear and pain, and so its pity, is lifted. It is here that the Shakespearean and Homeric worlds impinge and merge, not to be separated by any academic classifications. They meet in this sensitivity equally involved and aloof, sympathetic and arrogant, suffering and joyous, and in this relation we see Aristophanes as the forerunner of Shakespeare, his only one. We see also that the whole present aesthetic of earth is based in Homer. We live and grow in the world of consciousness bequeathed to us by him, and if we grow beyond it through deeper Shakespearean ardors, it is because those beyond are rooted in the broad basis of the Homeric imagination. To shift that basis is to find the marshes of primitive night and fear alone beneath the feet, Christianity. And here we return to the question of the immorality of Lysistrata. First we may inquire, is it possible for a man whose work has so tremendous a significance in the spiritual development of mankind, and I do not think anyone nowadays doubts that a work of art is the sole stabilizing force that exists for life, is it possible for a man who stands so grandly at head of an immense stream of liberating effort to write an immoral work? Surely the only enduring moral virtue which can be claimed is for that which moves to more power, beauty, and delight in the future? The plea that the question of changing customs arises is not valid, for customs ratified by Aristophanes, by Rabelais, by Shakespeare, have no right to change. If they have changed, let us try immediately to return from our disgraceful refinements to the nobler and more rarefied heights of lyric laughter, tragic intensity, and wit, for we cannot have the first two without the last. And anyhow, how can a social custom claim precedence over the undying material of the senses and the emotions of man, over the very generating forces of life? How could the humanistic emotions, such as pity, justice, sympathy, exist save as pacifistic quietings of the desire to slay, to hurt, to torment? Where the desire to hurt is gone, pity ceases to be a significant, a central emotion. It must of course continue to exist, but it is displaced in the spiritual hierarchy, and all that moves courageously, desirously, and vitally into the action of life takes on a deeper and subtler intention. Lust, then, which on the lower plane was something to be very frightened of, becomes a symbol of the highest spirituality. It is right for Paul to be terrified of sex and so to hate it, because he has so freshly escaped a bestial condition of life that it threatens to plunge him back if he listens to one whisper. But it is also right for a Shakespeare to suck every drop of desire from life, for he is building into a higher condition, one self-willed, self-responsible, the discipline of which comes from joy, not fear. Sex, therefore, is an animal function, one admits, one insists, it may be only that. But also in the bewildering and humorous and tragic duality of all life's energies, it is the bridge to every eternity which is not merely a spectral condition of earth disemboweled of its lusts. For sex holds the substance of the image. But we must remember with Heine that Aristophanes is the god of this ironic earth, and that all argument is apparently vitiated from the start by the simple fact that Wagner and a rooster are given an analogous method of making love. And therefore it seems impeccable logic to say that all that is most unlike the rooster is the most spiritual part of love. All will agree on that. Schisms only arise when one tries to decide what does go farthest from the bird's automatic mechanism. Certainly not a Dante Beatrice affair which is only the negation of the rooster in terms of the swooning bombast of adolescence, the first onslaught of a force which the sufferer cannot control or inhabit with all the potentialities of his body and soul. But the rooster is troubled by no dreams of a divine orgy, no carnival loves like Beethoven's Fourth Symphony, no heroic and shining lust gathering and swinging into a merry embrace like the third act of Siegfried. It is desire in the sense that goes farthest from the animal. Consciously, no one can achieve the act of love on earth as a completed thing of grace, with whatever delirium of delight, with whatever ingenious preciosity, we go through its process. Only as an image of beauty mated in some strange hermaphroditic ecstasy is that possible. I mean only as a dream projected into a hypothetical, a real heaven. But on earth we cannot complete the cycle in consciousness that would give us the freedom of an image in which two identities mysteriously realize their separate unities by the absorption of a third thing, the constructive rhythm of a work of art. It is thus that Tristan and Isolde become wholly distinct individuals, yet wholly submerged in the unity that is Wagner, and so reconcile life's duality by balancing its opposing laughters in a definite form, thereby sending out into life a profounder duality than existed before. A Platonic equipoise, Nietzsche's eternal recurrence, the only real philosophic problem, therefore one of which these two philosophers alone are aware. But though Wagner with Mathilde Wessendonck in his arms was Tristan in the arms of Isolde, he did not find a melody instead of a kiss on his lips, he did not find a progression of harmonies melting through the contours of a warm beauty with a blur of desperate ecstasies, semitones of desire, he found only the anxious happiness of any other lover. Nevertheless, he was gathering the substance of the second act of Tristan und Isolde. And it is this that Plato means when he says that fornication is something immortal in mortality. He does not mean that the act itself is a godlike thing, a claim which any bedroom mirror would quickly deride. He means that it is a symbol, an essential condition, and a part of something that goes deeper into life than any geometry of earth's absurd, passionate, futile, and very necessary antics would suggest. It is a universal fallacy that because works like the comedies of Aristophanes discuss certain social or ethical problems, they are inspired by them. Aristophanes wrote to express his vision on life, his delight in life itself seen behind the warping screen of contemporary event, and for his purposes anything from Euripides to Cleon served as groundwork. Not that he would think in those terms, naturally, but the rationalizing process that goes on in consciousness during the creation of a work of art, for all its appearance of directing matters, is the merest weathercock in the wind of the subconscious intention. As an example of how utterly it is possible to misunderstand the springs of inspiration in a poem, we may take the following remark of B.B. Rogers: "It is much to be regretted that the phallus element should be so conspicuous in this play. This coarseness, so repulsive to ourselves, was introduced, it is impossible to doubt, for the express purpose of counterbalancing the extreme earnestness and gravity of the play. It seems so logical, so irrefutable, and so completely misinterprets every creative force of Aristophanes' psyche that it certainly deserves a little admiration. It is in the best academic tradition, and everyone respects a man for writing so mendaciously. The effort of these castrators is always to show that the parts considered offensive are not the natural expression of the poet, that they are dictated externally. They argue that Shakespeare's coarseness is the result of the age and not personal predilection, completely ignoring the work of men like Sir Philip Sidney and Spenser, indeed practically all the pre-Shakespearean writers, in whom none of this so-called grossness exists. Shakespeare wrote skullduggery because he liked it, and for no other reason. His sensuality is the measure of his vitality. These liars pretend similarly that because Rabelais had a humanistic reason for much of his work, the Destructior Medievalism, and the Church, which purpose they construe of course as an effort to purify, etc., therefore he only put the lewdity to make the rest palatable, when it should be obvious even to an academic how he glories in his wild humor. What the academic cannot understand is that in such works, while attacking certain conditions, the creative power of the vigorous spirits is so great that it overflows and saturates the intellectual conception with their own passionate sense of life. It is for this reason that these works have an eternal significance. If Rabelais were merely a social reformer, then the value of his work would not have outlived his generation. If Lysistrata were but a wise political tract, it would have merely an historical interest, and it would have ceased spiritually at 404 BC. But Panurge is as fantastic and fascinating a character now as he was 300 years ago, Lysistrata and her girls as freshly bodied as any girl kissed today. Therefore the serious part of the play is that which deals with them, the frivolous part that in which Rogers detects gravity and earnestness. Aristophanes is the lord of all who take life as a gay adventure, who defy all efforts to turn life into a social, economic, or moral abstraction. Is it therefore just that the critics who, by some dark instinct, unerringly pick out the exact opposite of any creator's real virtues as his chief characteristics, should praise him as an idealistic reformer? An ideal state of society was the last thing Aristophanes desired. He wished, certainly, to eliminate inhumanities and baseness, but only that there might be free play for laughter, for individual happiness. Consequently the critics lay the emphasis on the effort to cleanse society, not the method of laughter. Aristophanes wished to destroy Cleon because that demagogue failed to realize the poet's conception of dignified government and tended to upset the stability of Hellas. But it was the stability of life, the vindication of all individual freedoms, in which he was ultimately interested. Jack Lindsay. Lysistrata, the persons of the drama. Lysistrata colonize Marine Lampeto Stratiolus, etc. Chorus of women. Magistrate Cinicius Spartan herald envoys Athenians porter, market idlers, etc. Chorus of old men. Lysistrata stands alone with the Propylaea at her back. Lysistrata, if they were trysting for a bacchanal, a feast of Pan or Coleus or Genitiolus, the tambourines would block the rowdy streets, but now there's not a woman to be seen except yes, this neighbor of mine yonder. Enter Colonize. Good day Colonize. Colonize, good day Lysistrata. But what has vexed you so? Tell me, child. What are these black looks for? It doesn't suit you to knit your eyebrows up glumly like that. Lysistrata colonize, it's more than I can bear, I am hot all over with blushes for our sex. Men say we're slippery rogues colonize, and aren't they right? Lysistrata yet summoned on the most tremendous business for deliberation, still they snuggle in bed. Colonize my dear, they'll come. It's hard for women, you know, to get away. There's so much to do, husbands to be patted and put in good tempers, servants to be poked out, children washed or soothed with lullays or fed with mouthfuls of pap. Lysistrata, but I tell you, here's a far more weighty object. Colonize, what is it all about, dear Lysistrata, that you've called the women hither in a troop? What kind of an object is it? Lysistrata, a tremendous thing. Colonize, and long? Lysistrata, indeed, it may be very lengthy. Colonize, then why aren't they here? Lysistrata, no man's connected with it, if that was the case, they'd soon come fluttering along. No, no. It concerns an object I've felt over and turned this way and that for sleepless nights. Colonize, it must be fine to stand such long attention. Lysistrata, so fine it comes to this Greece saved by woman. Colonize, by woman? Wretched thing, I'm sorry for it. Lysistrata, our country's fate is henceforth in our hands, to destroy the Peloponnesians root and branch. Colonize, what could be nobler? Lysistrata, wipe out the Boeotians. Colonize, not utterly. Have mercy on the eels. Footnote: the Boeotian eels were highly esteemed delicacies in Athens. Lysistrata, but with regard to Athens, note I'm careful not to say any of these nasty things, still, thought is free. but if the women join us from Peloponnesus and Boeotia, then hand in hand we'll rescue Greece. Colonize, how could we do such a big wise deed? We women who dwell quietly adorning ourselves in a back room with gowns of lucid gold and gaudy toilets of stately silk and dainty little slippers. Lysistrata, these are the very armaments of the rescue. These crocus gowns, this outlay of the best myrrh, slippers, cosmetics dusting beauty, and robes with rippling creases of light. Colonize, yes, but how? Lysistratan, no man will lift a lance against another. Colonize, I'll run to have my tunic dyed crocus. Lysistrata, or take a shield. Colonize, I'll get a stately gown. Lysistrata, or unscabbard a sword. Colonize, let me buy a pair of slipper. Lysistratan, now, tell me, are the women right to lag? Colonize, they should have turned birds, they should have grown wings and flown. Lysistrata, my friend, you'll see that they are true Athenians, always too late. Why, there's not a woman from the shoreward demes arrived, not one from Salamis. Colonize, I know for certain they awoke at dawn, and got their husbands up if not their boat sails. Lysistrata, and I'd have staked my life the Acharnian dames would be here first, yet they haven't come either. Colonize, well anyhow there is Theagenes' wife, we can expect she consulted Hecate. But look, here are some at last, and more behind them. See, where are they from? Colonize, from Anagyra they come. Lysistrata, yes, they generally manage to come first. Enter Myrrhine. Myrrhine, are we late, Lysistrata? What is that? Nothing to say? Lysistrata, I've not much to say for you, Myrrhine, dawdling on so vast an affair. Myrrhine, I couldn't find my girdle in the dark. But if the affair's so wonderful, tell us, what is it? Lysistrata, no, let us stay a little longer till the Peloponnesian girls and the girls of Boeotia are here to listen. Myrrhine, that's the best advice. Ah, there comes Lampeto. Enter Lampeto. Lysistrata, welcome Lampeto. Dear Spartan girl with a delightful face, washed with the rosy spring, how fresh you look in the easy stride of your sleek slenderness, why you could strangle a bull. Lampeto, I think I could. It's fray exercise and kicking high behint. Footnote: the translator has put the speech of the Spartan characters in Scotch dialect, which is related to English about as was the Spartan dialect to the speech of Athens. The Spartans, in their character, anticipated the shrewd, canny, uncouth Scotch Highlander of modern times. Lysistrata, what lovely breasts to own. Lampeto, oh, your fingers assess them, ye tickler, wi such tender chucks I feel as if I were an altar victim. Lysistrata, who is this youngster? Lampeto, a Boeotian lady. Lysistrata, there never was much undergrowth in Boeotia, such a smooth place, and this girl takes after it. Colonize, yes, I never saw a skin so primly kept. Lysistrata, this girl? Lampeto, a soncy open-looking jinker. She's a Corinthian. Lysistrata, yes, isn't she very open, in some ways particularly. Lampeto, but who's garret this council o' women to meet here? Lysistrata, I have. Lampeto, propound then what you want o' us. Myrrhine, what is the amazing news you have to tell? Lysistrata, I'll tell you, but first answer one small question. Myrrhine, as you like. Lysistrata, are you not sad your children's fathers go endlessly off soldiering afar in this plotting war? I am willing to wager there's not one here whose husband is at home. Colonize, mine's been in Thrace, keeping an eye on Eucrates for 5 months past. Myrrhine, and mine left me for Pylos 7 months ago at least. Lampeto, and as for mine, no sooner has he slipped out frae the line he straps his shield and he snicked off again. Lysistrata, and not the slightest glitter of a lover. And since the Milesians betrayed us, I've not seen the image of a single upright man to be a marble consolation to us. Now will you help me, if I find a means to stamp the war out? Murine by the two goddesses, yes. I will, though I've to pawn this very dress and drink the barter money the same day. Colonice and I too, though I'm split up like a turbot and half is hacked off as the price of peace. Lampito and I too. Why, to get a peep at the shy thing I'd clamber up to the tip-top o Taygetus. Lysistrata, then I'll expose my mighty mystery. O women, if we would compel the men to bow to peace, we must refrain Murine from what? Oh, tell us. Lysistrata, will you truly do it then? Murine, we will, if we must die for it. Lysistrata, we must refrain from every depth of love. Why do you turn your backs? Where are you going? Why do you bite your lips and shake your heads? Why are your faces blanched? Why do you weep? Will you or won't you, or what do you mean? Murine, no, I won't do it. Let the war proceed. Colonice, no, I won't do it. Let the war proceed. Lysistrata, you too, dear turbot, you that said just now you didn't mind being split right up in the least? Colonice, anything else? Oh, bid me walk in fire, but do not rob us of that darling joy. What else is like it, dearest Lysistrata? Lysistrata, and you? Murine, oh please give me the fire instead. Lysistrata, allude to the least drop in the tiniest vein. Our sex is fitly food for tragic poets, our whole life's but a pile of kisses and babies. But, hardy Spartan, if you join with me all may be righted yet. Oh help me, help me. Lampito, it's a sare thing to ask of us, by the TWA, alas to sleep her lane and never fill love's lack except WI makeshifts. But let it be. Peace mon be thought of first. Lysistrata, my friend, the only one amid this herd of weaklings. Colonice, but if, which heaven forbid, we should refrain as you would have us, how is peace induced? Lysistrata, by the two goddesses, now can't you see all we have to do is idly sit indoors with smooth roses powdered on our cheeks, our bodies burning naked through the folds of shining amargos silk, and meet the men with our dear Venus plaits plucked trim and neat. Their stirring love will rise up furiously, they'll beg our arms to open. That's our time. We'll disregard their knocking, beat them off, and they will soon be rabid for a peace. I'm sure of it. Lampito, just as Menelaus, they say, seeing the bosom of his naked Helen flang down the sword. Colonice, but we'll be tearful fools if our husbands take us at our word and leave us. Lysistrata, there's only left then, in Phocrates' phrase, to flay a skinned dog, flay more our flayed desires. Colonice, but proverbs will never warm a celibate. But what avail will your scheme be if the men drag us for all our kicking onto the couch? Lysistrata, cling to the doorposts. Colonice, but if they should force us? Lysistrata, yield then, but with a sluggish, cold indifference. There is no joy to them in sullen mating. Besides, we have other ways to madden them, they cannot stand up long, and they've no delight unless we fit their aim with merry succour. Colonice, well, if you must have it so, we'll all agree. Lampito, for us IHA no doubt. We can persuade our men to strike a fair and decent peace, but how will ye pitch out the battle frenzy o the Athenian populace? Lysistrata, I promise you will wither up that curse. Lampito, I don't believe it. Not while they own on a trireme Orden rigged, or those stacks and stacks and stacks o siller. Lysistrata, I've thought the whole thing out till there's no flaw. We shall surprise the Acropolis today, that is the duty set the older dames. While we sit here talking, they are to go, and under pretence of sacrificing, seize it. Lampito, certi, that's fine, all's working for the best. Lysistrata, now quickly, Lampeto, let us tie ourselves to this high purpose as tightly as the hemp of words can knot together. Lampeto set out the terms in detail and will aswear to them. Lysistrata, of course. Well then, where is our Scythianus? Why are you staring? First lay the shield, boss downward, on the floor and bring the victims inwards. Calenus, but, Lysistrata, what is this oath that we're to swear? Lysistrata, what oath? In Aeschylus they take a slaughtered sheep and swear upon a buckler. Why not we? Colonice, O Lysistrata, peace sworn on a buckler. Lysistrata, what oath would suit us then? Colonize, something burden-bearing would be our best insignia. A white horse. Let's swear upon its entrails. Lysistrata, a horse indeed. Colonize, then what will symbolize us? Lysistrata, this, as I tell you, first set a great dark bowl upon the ground and disembowel a skin of Thasian wine, then swear that will not add a drop of water. Lampeto, ah, what eighth could clink pleasanter than that? Lysistrata, bring me a bowl then and a skin of wine. Colonize, my dears, see what a splendid bowl it is, I'd not say no if asked to sip it off. Lysistrata, put down the bowl. Lay hands, all, on the victim. Ski queen, who givest the last word in arguments, and thee, O bowl, dear comrade, we beseech, accept our oblation and be propitious to us. Colonize, what healthy blood, la, how it gushes out. Lampeto, and what Elysium fragrance through the air. Lysistrata, now, dears, if you will let me, I'll speak first. Colonize, only if you draw the lot, by Aphrodite. Lysistrata, so, grasp the brim, you, Lampeto, and all. You, Colonize, repeat for the rest each word I say. Then you must all take oath and pledge your arms to the same stern conditions. Lysistrata, to husband or lover I'll not open arms. Colonize, to husband or lover I'll not open arms. Lysistrata, though love and denial may enlarge his charms. Colonize, though love and denial may enlarge his charms. Oh, my knees are failing me, Lysistrata. Lysistrata, but still at home, ignoring him, I'll stay. Colonize, but still at home, ignoring him, I'll stay. Lysistrata, beautiful, clad in saffron silks all day. Colonize, beautiful, clad in saffron silks all day. Lysistrata, if then he seizes me by dint of force. Colonize, if then he seizes me by dint of force. Lysistrata, I'll give him reason for a long remorse. Colonize, I'll give him reason for a long remorse. Lysistrata, I'll never lie and stare up at the ceiling. Colonize, I'll never lie and stare up at the ceiling. Lysistrata, nor like a lion on all fours go kneeling. Colonize, nor like a lion on all fours go kneeling. Lysistrata, if I keep faith, then bounteous cups be mine. Colonize, if I keep faith, then bounteous cups be mine. Lysistrata, if not, to nauseous water change this wine. Colonize, if not, to nauseous water change this wine. Lysistrata, do you all swear to this? Murine, we do, we do. Lysistrata, then I shall immolate the victim thus. She drinks. Colonize, here now, share fair, haven't we made a pact? Let's all quaff down that friendship in our turn. Lampeto, hark, what caterwauling hubbub's that? Lysistrata, as I told you, the women have appropriated the citadel. So, Lampeto, dash off to your own land and raise the rebels there. These will serve as hostages, while we ourselves take our places in the ranks and drive the bolts right home. Colonize, but won't the men march straight against us? Lysistrata, and what if they do? No threat shall creak our hinges wide, no torch shall light a fear in us, we will come out to peace alone. Colonize, that's it, by Aphrodite. As of old let us seem hard and obdurate. Lampeto, and some go off, the others go up into the Acropolis. Chorus of old men enter to attack the captured Acropolis. Make room, Draces, move ahead, why your shoulders chafed, I see, with lugging uphill these lopped branches of the olive tree. How upside down and wrong way round a long life sees things grow. Ah, Strymodorus, who'd have thought affairs could tangle so? The women whom at home we fed, like witless fools, with fostering bread, have impiously come to this. They've stolen the Acropolis, with bolts and bars our orders flout and shut us out. Come, Philurgus, bustle thither, lay our faggots on the ground, in neat stacks beleaguering the insurgents all around, and the vile conspiratresses, plotters of such mischief dire, pile and burn them all together in one vast and righteous pyre, fling with our own hands Lycon's wife to fry in the thickest fire. By Demeter, they'll get no brag while I've a vein to beat. Cleomenes himself was hurtled out in sore defeat. His stiff-backed Spartan pride was bent. Out, stripped of all his arms, he went, a pygmy cloak that would not stretch to hide his rump, the draggled wretch, 6 sprouting years of beard, the spilth of 6 years' filth. That was a siege. Our men were ranged in lines of 17 deep before the gates, and never left their posts there, even to sleep. Shall I not smite the rash presumption then of foes like these, detested both of all the gods and of Euripides, else, may the Marathon plain not boast my trophied victories. Ah, now, there's but a little space to reach the place. A deadly climb it is, a tricky road with all this bumping load, a pack ass soon would tire. How these logs bruise my shoulders. Further still jog up the hill, and puff the fire inside, or just as we reach the top we'll find it's died. Oof, phew. I choke with the smoke. Lord Heracles, how acrid hot out of the pot this mad dog smoke leaps, worrying me and biting angrily. 'Tis Lemnian fire that smokes, or else it would not sting my eyelids thus. Haste, all of us, Athene invokes our aid. Latches, now or never the assault must be made. Oof, phew. I choke with the smoke. Thanked be the gods. The fire peeps up and crackles as it should. Now why not first slide off our backs these weary loads of wood and dip a vine branch in the brazier till it glows, then straight hurl it at the battering ram against the stubborn gate. If they refuse to draw the bolts in immediate compliance, we'll set fire to the wood, and smoke will strangle their defiance. Phew, what a spluttering drench of smoke. Come, now from off my back. Is there no Samos general to help me to unpack? Ah there, that's over. For the last time now it's galled my shoulder. Flare up thine embers, brazier, and dutifully smoulder, to kindle a brand, that I the first may strike the citadel. Aid me, Lady Victory, that a triumph trophy may tell how we did anciently this insane audacity quell. Chorus of women. What's that rising yonder? That ruddy glare, that smoky scurry? Oh, is it something in a blaze? Quick, quick, my comrades, hurry. Nicodice, helter-skelter. Or poor Callias in flames and Cratylus stifled in the welter. Oh, these dreadful old men and their dark laws of hate. There, I'm all of a tremble lest I turn out to be too late. I could scarcely get near to the spring though I rose before dawn, what with tattling of tongues and rattling of pitchers in one jostling din with slaves pushing in. Still here at last the water's drawn and with it eagerly I run to help those of my friends who stand in danger of being burned alive. For I am told a dribbling band of greybeards hobble to the field, great faggots in each palsied hand, as if a hot bath to prepare, and threatening that out they'll drive these wicked women or soon leave them charring into ashes there. O goddess, suffer not, I pray, this harsh deed to be done, but show us Greece and Athens with their warlike acts repealed. For this alone, in this thy hold, thou goddess with the helm of gold, we laid hands on thy sanctuary, Athene. Then our ally be, and where they cast their fires of slaughter direct our water. Stratiolus, caught, let me go. Women, you villainous old men, what's this you do? No honest man, no pious man, could do such things as you. Men, aha, here's something most original, I have no doubt, a swarm of women sentinels to man the walls without. Women, so then we scare you, do we? Do we seem a fearful host? You only see the smallest fraction mustered at this post. Men, ho, Phaedrius, shall we put a stop to all these chattering tricks? Suppose that now upon their backs we splintered these our sticks? Women, let us lay down the pitchers, so our bodies will be free, in case these lumping fellows try to cause some injury. Men, oh, hit them hard and hit again and hit until they run away, and perhaps they'll learn, like Bupalus, not to have too much to say. Women, come on, then do it. I won't budge, but like a dog I'll bite at every little scrap of meat that dangles in my sight. Men, be quiet, or I'll bash you out of any years to come. Women, now you just touch Stratiolus with the top joint of your thumb. Men, what vengeance can you take if with my fists your face I beat? Women, I'll rip you with my teeth and strew your entrails at your feet. Men, now I appreciate Euripides' strange subtlety, woman is the most shameless beast of all the beasts that be. Women, Rhodip, come, and let's pick up our water jars once more. Men, accursed drab, what have you brought this water for? Women, what is your fire for then, you smelly corpse? Yourself to burn? Men, to build a pyre and make your comrades ready for the urn. Women, and I've the water to put out your fire immediately. Men, what, you put out my fire? Women, yes, sirrah, as you soon will see. Men, I don't know why I hesitate to roast you with this flame. Women, if you have any soap you'll go off cleaner than you came. Men, cleaner, you dirty slut. Women, a nuptial bath in which to lie? Men, did you hear that insolence? Women, I'm a free woman, men, I'll make you hold your tongue. Women, henceforth you'll serve in no more juries. Men, burn off her hair for her. Women, now forward, water, quench their furies. Men, oh dear, oh dear. Women, so, was it hot? Men, hot. Enough, oh hold. Women, watered, perhaps you'll bloom again, why not? Men, brrr, I'm wrinkled up from shivering with cold. Women, next time you fire you'll warm yourself and leave us to our lot. Magistrate enters with attendant Scythians. Magistrate, have the luxurious rights of the women glittered their libertine show, their drumming tapped out crowds, the Sabbatsian mysteries summoned their mob, Adonis been wept to death on the terraces, as I could hear the last day in the assembly? For Demostratus let bad luck befoul him was roaring, we must sail for Sicily, while a woman, throwing herself about in a dance lopsided with drink, was shrilling out Adonis, woe for Adonis. Then Demostratus shouted, we must levy hoplites at Zacynthus, and there the woman, up to the ears in wine, was screaming weep for Adonis on the housetop, the scoundrelly politician, that lunatic ox, bellowing bad advice through tipsy shrieks, such are the follies wantoning in them. Men, oh, if you knew their full effrontery. All of the insults they've done, besides sousing us with water from their pots to our public disgrace, for we stand here wringing our clothes like grown-up infants. Magistrate, by Poseidon, justly done. For in part with us the blame must lie for dissolute behavior and for the pampered appetites they learn. Thus grows the seedling lust to blossoming, we go into a shop and say, here, goldsmith, you remember the necklace that you wrought my wife? Well, the other night in fervour of a dance her clasp broke open. Now I'm off for Salamis. If you've the leisure, would you go tonight and stick a bolt pin into her opened clasp? Another goes to a cobbler, a soldierly fellow, always standing up erect, and says to him, "Cobbler, a sandal strap of my wife's pinches her, hurts her little toe in a place where she's sensitive. Come at noon and see if you can stretch out wider this thing that troubles her, loosen its tightness." And so you view the result. Observe my case. I, a magistrate, come here to draw money to buy or blades, and what happens? The women slam the door full in my face. But standing still's no use. Bring me a crowbar, and I'll chastise this their impertinence. What do you gape at, wretch, with dazzled eyes? Peering for a tavern, I suppose. Come, force the gates with crowbars, prise them apart. I'll prise away myself too. Lysistrata appears. Lysistrata, stop this banging. I'm coming of my own accord. Why bars? It is not bars we need but common sense. Magistrate indeed, you slut. Where is the archer now? Arrest this woman, tie her hands behind. Lysistrata, if he brushes me with a finger, by Artemis, the public menial, he'll be sorry for it. Magistrate, are you afraid? Grab her about the middle. Two of you then, lay hands on her and end it. Colonize by Pendrassos, if your hand touches her I'll spread you out and trample on your guts. Magistrate, my guts? Where is the other archer gone? Bind that minx there who talks so prettily. Murine by Phosphor, if your hand moves out her way you'd better have a surgeon somewhere handy. Magistrate, you too. Where is that archer? Take that woman. I'll put a stop to these surprise parties. Stratiolus by the Tauric Artemis, 1 inch nearer my fingers, and it's a bald man that'll be yelling. Magistrate, tut tut, what's here? Deserted by my archers. But surely women never can defeat us, close up your ranks, my Scythians. Forward at them. Lysistrata by the goddesses, you'll find that here await you 4 companies of most pugnacious women armed capapi from the topmost lowering curl to the lowest angry dimple. Magistrate on, Scythians, bind them. Lysistrata on, gallant allies of our high design, vendors of grain, eggs, pulse and vegetables, ye garlic tavern keepers of bakeries, strike, batter, knock, hit, slap, and scratch our foes, be finely imprudent, say what you think of them. Enough. Retire and do not rob the dead. Magistrate, how basely did my archer force come off? Lysistrata, ah, ha, you thought it was a herd of slaves you had to tackle, and you didn't guess the thirst for glory ardent in our blood. Magistrate, by Apollo, I know well the thirst that heats you, especially when a wineskin's close. Men, you waste your breath, dear magistrate, I fear, in answering back. What's the good of argument with such a rampageous pack? Remember how they washed us down, these very clothes I wore, with water that looked nasty and that smelt so even more. Women, what else to do, since you advanced too dangerously nigh? If you should do the same again, I'll punch you in the eye. Though I'm a stay-at-home and most a quiet life enjoy, polite to all and every, for I'm naturally coy, still if you wake a wasp's nest then of wasps you must beware. Men, how may this ferocity be tamed? It grows too great to bear. Let us question them and find if they'll perchance declare the reason why they strangely dare to seize on Cranea citadel, this airy inaccessible, this shrine above the precipice, the Acropolis. Probe them and find what they mean with this idle talk, listen, but watch they don't try to deceive. You'd be neglecting your duty most certainly if now this mystery unplumbed you leave. Magistrate, women there. Tell what I ask you, directly. Come, without rambling, I wish you to state what's your rebellious intention in barring up thus on our noses our own temple gate. Lysistrata, to take first the treasury out of your management, and so stop the war through the absence of gold. Magistrate, is gold then the cause of the war? Lysistrata, yes, gold caused it and miseries more, too many to be told. 'Twas for money, and money alone, that Pisander with all of the army of mob agitators raised up revolutions. But, as for the future, it won't be worthwhile to set up to be traitors. Not an obol they'll get as their loot, not an obol. While we have the treasure chest in our command. Magistrate, what then is that you propose? Lysistrata, just this, merely to take the exchequer henceforth in hand. Magistrate, the exchequer. Lysistrata, yes, why not? Of our capabilities you have had various clear evidences. Firstly, remember we have always administered soundly the budget of all home expenses. Magistrate, but this matter's different. Lysistrata, how is it different? Magistrate, why, it deals chiefly with wartime supplies. Lysistrata, but we abolish war straight by our policy. Magistrate, what will you do if emergencies arise? Lysistrata, face them our own way. Magistrate, what you will? Lysistrata, yes, we will. Magistrate, then there's no help for it, we're all destroyed. Lysistrata, no, willy-nilly you must be safeguarded. Magistrate, what madness is this? Lysistrata, why, it seems you're annoyed. It must be done, that's all. Magistrate, such awful oppression never, oh never in the past yet I bore. Lysistrata, you must be saved, sir, that's all there is to it. Magistrate, if we don't want to be saved? Lysistrata, all the more. Magistrate, why do you women come prying and meddling in matters of state touching wartime and peace? Lysistrata, that I will tell you. Magistrate, oh tell me, or quickly I'll. Lysistrata, hearken a while and from threatening cease. Magistrate, I cannot, it's growing too insolent. Women, come on, you've far more than we have to dread. Magistrate, stop from your croaking, old carrion crow there. Continue. Lysistrata, be calm then and I'll go ahead. All the long years when the hopeless war dragged along we, unassuming, forgotten in quiet, endured without question, endured in our loneliness all your incessant child's antics and riot. Our lips we kept tied, though aching with silence, though well all the while in our silence we knew how wretchedly everything still was progressing by listening dumbly the day long to you. For always at home you continued discussing the war and its politics loudly, and we sometimes would ask you, our hearts deep with sorrowing though we spoke lightly, though happy to see, what's to be inscribed on the side of the treaty stone. What, dear, was said in the assembly today? Mind your own business, he'd answer me growlingly, hold your tongue, woman, or else go away. And so I would hold it? Women, I'd not be silent for any man living on earth, no, not I. Magistrate, not for a staff? Lysistrata, well, so I did nothing but sit in the house, feeling dreary, and sigh, while ever arrived some fresh tale of decisions more foolish by far and presaging disaster. Then I would say to him, oh my dear husband, why still do they rush on destruction the faster? At which he would look at me sideways, exclaiming, keep for your web and your shuttle your care, or for some hours hence your cheeks will be sore and hot, leave this alone, war is man's sole affair. Magistrate, by Zeus, but a man of fine sense, he. Lysistrata, how sensible? You dotard, because he at no time had lent his intractable ears to absorb from our counsel one temperate word of advice, kindly meant? But when at the last in the streets we heard shouted, everywhere ringing the ominous cry, is there no one to help us, no savior in Athens, and, no, there is no one, come back in reply. At once a convention of all wives through Hellas here for a serious purpose was held, to determine how husbands might yet back to wisdom despite their reluctance in time be compelled. Why then delay any longer? It's settled. For the future you'll take up our old occupation. Now in turn you're to hold tongue, as we did, and listen while we show the way to recover the nation. Magistrate, you talk to us? Why, you're mad. I'll not stand it. Lysistrata, cease babbling, you fool, till I end, hold your tongue. Magistrate, if I should take orders from one who wears veils, may my neck straightway be deservedly wrung. Lysistrata, oh, if that keeps pestering you, I've a veil here for your hair, I'll fit you out in everything as is only fair. Colonice, here's a spindle that will do. Murine, I'll add a wool basket too. Lysistrata, girdled, now sit humbly at home, munching beans, while you card wool and comb. For war from now on is the women's affair. Women. Come then, down pitchers, all, and on, courageous of heart, in our comradely venture each taking her due part. I could dance, 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 and be fresher after, I could dance away numberless suns, to no weariness let my knees bend. Earth I could brave with laughter, having such wonderful girls here to friend. Oh, the daring, the gracious, the beautiful ones. Their courage unswerving and witty will rescue our city. Oh, sprung from the seed of most valiant wombed grandmothers, scions of savage and dangerous nettles. Prepare for the battle, all. Gird up your angers. Our way the wind of sweet victory settles. Lysistrata, O tender Eros and Lady of Cyprus, some flush of beauty I pray you devise to flash on our bosoms and, O Aphrodite, rosily gleam on our valorous thighs. Joy will raise up its head through the legions warring, and all of the far-serried ranks of mad love bristle the earth to the pillared horizon, pointing in vain to the heavens above. I think that perhaps then they'll give us our title peacemakers. Magistrate, what do you mean? Please explain. Lysistrata, first, we'll not see you now flourishing arms about into the marketing place clang again. Women, no, by the Paphian. Lysistrata, still I can conjure them as past were the herbs stand or crockeries sold like corybanths jingling, poor sots, fully armored, they noisily round on their promenade strolled. Magistrate, and rightly, that's discipline, they Lysistrata, but what's sillier than to go on an errand of buying a fish carrying along an immense Gorgon buckler instead the usual platter or dish. A Phil Arch I lately saw, mounted on horseback, dressed for the part with long ringlets and all, stow in his helmet the omelette bought steaming from an old woman who kept a food stall. Nearby a soldier, a Thracian, was shaking wildly his spear like Tereus in the play, to frighten a fig girl while unseen the ruffian filched from her fruit trays the ripest away. Magistrate, how, may I ask, will your rule re-establish order and justice in lands so tormented? Lysistrata, nothing is easier. Magistrate, out with it speedily, what is this plan that you boast you've invented? Lysistrata, if, when yarn we are winding, it chances to tangle, then, as perchance you may know, through the skein this way and that still the spool we keep passing till it is finally clear all again, so to untangle the war and its errors, ambassadors out on all sides we will send this way and that, here, there and round about, soon you will find that the war has an end. Magistrate, so with these trivial tricks of the household, domestic analogies of threads, skeins and spools, you think that you'll solve such a bitter complexity, unwind such political problems, you fools. Lysistrata, well, first as we wash dirty wool so's to cleanse it, so with a pitiless zeal we will scrub through the whole city for all greasy fellows, verse 2, the parasites, off we will rub. That verminous plague of insensate place seekers soon between thumb and forefinger will crack. All who inside Athens' walls have their dwelling into one great common basket will pack. Disenfranchised or citizens, allies, or aliens, pell-mell the lot of them in we will squeeze. Till they discover humanity's meaning. As for disjointed and far colonies, them you must never from this time imagine as scattered about just like lost hanks of wool. Each portion will take and wind into the center, inward to Athens each loyalty pull, till from the vast heap where all's piled together at last can be woven a strong cloak of state. Magistrate, how terrible is it to stand here and watch them carding and winding at will with our fate, witless in war as they are. Lysistrata, what of us then, whoever in vain for our children must weep born but to perish afar and in vain? Magistrate, not that, oh let that one memory sleep. Lysistrata, then while we should be companions still merrily, happy as brides may, the livelong night, kissing youth by, we are forced to lie single. But leave for a moment our pitiful plight, it hurts even more to behold the poor maidens helpless wrinkling in staler virginity. Magistrate, does not a man age? Lysistratan, not in the same way. Not as a woman grows withered, grows he. He, when returned from the war, though grey-headed, yet if he wishes can choose out a wife. But she has no solace save peering for omens, wretched and lonely the rest of her life. Magistrate, but the old man will often select Lysistrata. Oh, why not finish and die? A beer is easy to buy, a honey cake I'll knead you with joy, this garland will see you are decked. Colonize, I've a wreath for you too. Murine, I also will fillet you. Lysistrata, what more is lacking? Step aboard the boat. See, Charon shouts ahoy. You're keeping him, he wants to shove afloat. Magistrate, outrageous insults. Thus my place to flout? Now to my fellow magistrates I'll go and what you've perpetrated on me show. Lysistrata, why are you blaming us for laying you out? Assure yourself we'll not forget to make the third day offering early for your sake. Magistrate retires, Lysistrata returns within. Old men. All men who call your loins your own, awake at last, arise and strip to stand in readiness. For as it seems to me some more perilous offensive in their heads they now devise. I'm sure a tyranny like that of Hippias in this I detect. They mean to put us under themselves I suspect, and that Laconians assembling at Cleisthenes' house have played a trick of war and provoked them madly to raid the treasury, in which term I include the pay for my food. For is it not preposterous they should talk this way to us on a subject such as battle? And, women as they are, about bronze bucklers dare prattle make alliance with the Spartans, people I for one like very hungry wolves would always most sincere shun. Some dirty game is up their sleeve, I believe. A tyranny, no doubt, but they won't catch me, that no. Henceforth on my guard I'll go, a sword with myrtle branches wreathed forever in my hand, and under arms in the public place I'll take my watchful stand, shoulder to shoulder with Aristogiton. Now my staff I'll draw and start at once by knocking that shocking hag upon the jaw. Women. Your own mother will not know you when you get back to the town. But first, my friends and allies, let us lay these garments down, and all ye fellow citizens, hark to me while I tell what will aid Athens well. Just as is right, for I have been a sharer in all the lavish splendor of the proud city. I bore the holy vessels at 7, then I pounded barley at the age of 10, and clad in yellow robes. Soon after this, I was little bear to Brouronian Artemis, then necklet with figs, grown tall and pretty, I was a basket bearer, and so it's obvious I should give you advice that I think good, the very best I can. It should not prejudice my voice that I'm not born a man, if I say something advantageous to the present situation. For I'm taxed too, and as a toll provide men for the nation while, miserable greybeards, you, it is true, contribute nothing of any importance whatever to our needs, but the treasure raised against the meeds you've squandered, and do nothing in return, save that you make our lives and persons hazardous by some imbecile mistakes. What can you answer? Now be careful, don't arouse my spite, or with my slipper I'll take you napping, faces slapping left and right. Men. What villainies they contrive! Come, let vengeance fall, you that below the waist are still alive, off with your tunics at my call naked, all. For a man must strip to battle like a man. No quaking, brave steps taking, careless what's ahead, white-showed, in the nude, onward bold, all ye who garrisoned Lysistrata of old. Let each one wag as youthfully as he can, and if he has the cause at heart rise at least a span. We must take a stand and keep to it, for if we yield the smallest bit to their importunity, then nowhere from their inroads will be left to us immunity. But they'll be building ships and soon their navies will attack us, as Artemisia did, and seek to fight us and to sack us. And if they mount, the knights they'll rob of a job, for everyone knows how talented they all are in the saddle, having long practiced how to straddle, no matter how they're jogged they're up and down, they're never thrown. Then think of Myron's painting, and each horse-backed Amazon in combat hand to hand with men. Come, on these women fall, and in pierced wood collars let's stick quick the necks of one and all. Women. Don't cross me or I'll loose the beast that's kennelled here. And soon you will be howling for a truce, howling out with fear. But my dear, strip also, that women may battle unhindered. But you'll be too sore to eat garlic more, or one black bean, I really mean, so grates my spleen, to kick you black and blue with these my dangerous legs. I'll hatch the lot of you, if my rage you dash on, the way the relentless beetle hatched the eagle's eggs. Scornfully aside I set every silly old man threat while Lampetos with me. Or dear Ismenia, the noble Theban girl. Then let decree be hotly piled upon decree, in vain will be your labors, you feudal rogue abominated by your suffering neighbor. To Hecate's feast I yesterday went. Off I sent to our neighbors in Boeotia, asking as a gift to me for them to pack immediately that darling dainty thing, a good fat eel one I meant of course, footnote 1 Vide Supra, p. 23. But they refused because some idiotic old decrees in force. Oh, this strange passion for decrees nothing on earth can check, till someone puts a foot out tripping you, and slipping you break your neck. Lysistrata enters in dismay. Women, dear mistress of our martial enterprise, why do you come with sorrow in your eyes? Lysistrata, oh 'tis our naughty femininity, so weak in one spot, that hath saddened me. Women, what's this? Please speak. Lysistrata, poor women, oh so weak. Women, what can it be? Surely your friends may know. Lysistrata, yeah, I must speak it though it hurt me so. Women, speak, can we help? Don't stand there mute in need. Lysistrata, I'll blurt it out then, our women's armies mutinied. Women, oh Zeus. Lysistrata, what use is Zeus to our anatomy? Here is the gaping calamity I meant, I cannot shut their ravenous appetites a moment more now. They are all deserting. The first I caught was sidling through the postern close by the cave of Pan, the next hoisting herself with rope and pulley down, a third on the point of slipping past, while a fourth malcontent, seated for instant flight to visit Orsilochus on birdback, I dragged off by the hair in time. They are all snatching excuses to sneak home. Look, there goes one. Hey, what's the hurry? First woman, I must get home. I've some Milesian wool packed wasting away, and moths are pushing through it. Lysistrata, fine moths indeed, I know. Get back within. First woman, by the goddesses, I'll return instantly. I only want to stretch it on my bed. Lysistrata, you shall stretch nothing and go nowhere either. First woman, must I never use my wool then? Lysistrata, if needs be. Second woman, how unfortunate I am. Oh, my poor flax. It's left at home unstripped. Lysistrata, so here's another that wishes to go home and strip her flax. Inside again. Second woman, no, by the goddess of light, I'll be back as soon as I have flayed it properly. Lysistrata, you'll not flay anything. For if you begin, there'll not be one here but has a patch to be flayed. Third woman, O holy Eileithyia, stay this birth till I have left the precincts of the place. Lysistrata, what nonsense is this? Third woman, I'll drop it any minute. Lysistrata, yesterday you weren't with child. Third woman, but I am today. Oh, let me find a midwife, Lysistrata. Oh, quickly. Lysistrata, now what story is this you tell? What is this hard lump here? Third woman, it's a male child. Lysistrata, by Aphrodite, it isn't. Your belly's hollow, and it has the feel of metal. Well, I soon can see. You hussy, it's Athene's sacred helm, and you said you were with child. Third woman, and so I am. Lysistrata, then why the helm? Third woman, so if the throes should take me still in these grounds, I could use it like a dove as a laying nest in which to drop the child. Lysistrata, more pretexts. You can't hide your clear intent, and anyway, why not wait till the 10th day meditating a brazen name for your brass brat? Woman, and I can't sleep a wink. My nerve is gone since I saw that snake sentinel of the shrine. Woman, and all those dreadful owls with their weird hooting. Though I'm wearied out, I can't close an eye. Lysistrata, you wicked women, cease from juggling lies. You want your men. But what of them as well? They toss as sleepless in the lonely night, I'm sure of it. Hold out a while, hold out, but persevere a teeny weeny longer. An oracle has promised victory if we don't wrangle. Would you hear the words? Women, yes, yes, what is it? Lysistrata, silence then, you chatterboxes. Here, when as the swallows flocking in one place from the hoopoes deny themselves love's gambols any more, all woes shall then have ending, and great Zeus the thunderer shall put above what was below before. Women, will the men then always be kept under us? Lysistrata, but if the swallows squabble among themselves and fly away out of the temple, refusing to agree, then the most wanton birds in all the world they shall be named forever. That's his decree. Woman, it's obvious what it means. Lysistrata, now by all the gods we must let no agony deter from duty, back to your quarters. For we are base indeed, my friends, if we betray the oracle. She goes out. Old men. I'd like to remind you of a fable they used to employ, when I was a little boy, how once through fear of the marriage bed a young man, Melanian by name, to the wilderness ran, and there on the hills he dwelt. For hares he wove a net which with his dog he set, most likely he's there yet. For he never came back home, so great was the fear he felt. I loathe the sex as much as he, and therefore I no less shall be as chaste as was Melanian. Man, gran am, do you much mind men? Woman, onions you won't need, to cry. Man, from my foot you shan't escape. Woman, what thick forests I espy. Men, so much Myronides fear-speared and thundering black back were feared, that the foe fled when they were shown brave he as Phormian. Women. Well, I'll relate a rival fable just to show to you a different point of view. There was a rough-hewn fellow, Timon, with a face that glowered as through a thorn bush in a wild, bleak place. He too decided on flight, this very Fury's son, all the world's ways to shun and hide from everyone, spitting out curses on all knavish men to left and right. But though he reared this hate for men, he loved the women even then, and never thought them enemies. Woman, oh, your jaw I'd like to break. Man that I fear, do you suppose? Woman, learn what kicks my legs can make. Man, raise them up, and you'll expose. Woman, nay, you'll see there, I engage, all is well kept despite my age, and tended smooth enough to slip from any adversary's grip. Lysistrata appears. Lysistrata, hollow there, hasten hither to me, skip fast along. Woman, what is this? Why the noise? Lysistrata, a man, a man. I spy a frenzied man. He carries love upon him like a staff. O Lady of Cyprus, and Cythera, and Paphos, I beseech you, keep our minds and hands to the oath. Woman, where is he, whoever he is? Lysistrata, by the temple of Chloe. Woman, yes, now I see him, but who can he be? Lysistrata, look at him. Does anyone recognize his face? Murine, I do. He is my husband, Cinesias. Lysistrata, you know how to work. Play with him, lead him on, seduce him to the cousining point, kiss him, then slip your mouth aside just as he's sure of it, ungirdle every caress his mouth feels at, save that the oath upon the bowl has locked. Murine, you can rely on me. Lysistrata, I'll stay here to help in working up his ardor to its height of vain magnificence. The rest to their quarters. Enter Cinesias. Who is this that stands within our lines? Cinesias, I. Lysistrata, a man? Cinesias, too much a man. Lysistrata, then be off at once. Cinesias, who are you that thus eject me? Lysistrata, guard for the day. Cinesias, by all the gods, then call Murine hither. Lysistrata, so, call Murine hither. Who are you? Cinesias, I am her husband, Cinesias, son of Anthros. Lysistrata, welcome, dear friend. That glorious name of yours is quite familiar in our ranks. Your wife continually has it in her mouth. She cannot touch an apple or an egg but she must say, this to Cinesias. Cinesias, oh, is that true? Lysistrata, by Aphrodite, it is. If the conversation strikes on men, your wife cuts in with, all are boobies, by Cinesias. Cinesias, then call her here. Lysistrata, and what am I to get? Cinesias, this, if you want it. See, what I have here. But not to take away. Lysistrata, then I'll call her. Cinesias, be quick, be quick. All grace is wiped from life since she went away. Oh, sad, sad am I when there I enter on that loneliness, and wine is unvintaged of the sun's flavor. And food is tasteless. But I put on weight. Murine, above, I love him oh so much. But he won't have it. Don't call me down to him. Cinesias, sweet little Murine. What do you mean? Come here. Murine, oh no, I won't. Why are you calling me? You don't want me. Cinesias, not want you. With this weak old strength of love. Murine, farewell. Cinesias, don't go, please don't go, Murine. At least you'll hear our child. Call your mother, lad. Child, mummy, mummy, mummy. Cinesias, there now, don't you feel pity for the child? He's not been fed or washed now for 6 days. Murine, I certainly pity him with so heartless a father. Cinesias, come down, my sweetest, come for the child's sake. Murine, a trying life it is to be a mother. I suppose I'd better go. She comes down. Cinesias, how much younger she looks, how fresher and how prettier. Murine, lift up your lovely face, your disdainful face, and your ankle, let your scorn step out its worst, it only rubs me to more ardor here. Murine, playing with the child, you're as innocent as he's iniquitous. Let me kiss you, honey petting, mother's darling. Synesius, how wrong to follow other women's counsel and let loose all these throbbing voids in yourself as well as in me. Don't you go throb. Murine, take away your hands. Synesius, everything in the house is being ruined. Murine, I don't care at all. Synesius, the roosters are picking all your web to rags. Do you mind that? Murine, not I. Synesius, what time we've wasted we might have drenched with Paphian laughter, flung on Aphrodite's mysteries. Oh, come here. Murine, not till a treaty finishes the war. Synesius, if you must have it, then we'll get it done. Murine, do it and I'll come home. Till then I am bound. Synesius, well, can't your oath perhaps be got around? Murine, no, still I'll not say that I don't love you. Synesius, you love me. Then dear girl, let me also love you. Murine, you must be joking. The boys looking on. Synesius, here, Manes, take the child home. There, he's gone. There's nothing in the way now. Come to the point. Murine, here in the open. In plain sight? Synesius, in Pan's cave. A splendid place. Murine, where shall I dress my hair again before returning to the citadel? Synesius, you can easily primp yourself in the clepsydra. Murine, but how can I break my oath? Synesius, leave that to me, I'll take all risk. Murine, well, I'll make you comfortable. Synesius, don't worry. I'd as soon lie on the grass. Murine, no, by Apollo, in spite of all your faults I won't have you lying on the nasty earth. From here Murine keeps on going off to fetch things. Synesius, ah, how she loves me. Murine, rest there on the bench, while I arrange my clothes. Oh, what a nuisance, I must find some cushions first. Synesius, why some cushions? Please don't get them. Murine, what? The plain, hard wood? Never, by Artemis. That would be too vulgar. Synesius, open your arms. Murine, no. Wait a second. Synesius, oh. Then hurry back again. Murine, here the cushions are. Lie down while I, oh dear. But what a shame, you need more pillows. Synesius, I don't want them, dear. Murine, but I do. Synesius, thwarted affection mine, they treat you just like Heracles at a feast with cheats of dainties, oh disappointing arms. Murine, raise up your head. Synesius, there, that's everything at last. Murine, yes, all. Synesius, then run to my arms, you golden girl. Murine, I'm loosening my girdle now. But you've not forgotten? You're not deceiving me about the treaty? Synesius, no, by my life, I'm not. Murine, why, you've no blanket. Synesius, it's not the silly blanket's warmth but yours I want. Murine, never mind. You'll soon have both. I'll come straight back. Synesius, the woman will choke me with her coverlets. Murine, get up a moment. Synesius, I'm up high enough. Murine, would you like me to perfume you? Synesius, by Apollo, no. Murine, by Aphrodite, I'll do it anyway. Synesius, Lord Zeus, may she soon use up all the myrrh. Murine, stretch out your hand. Take it and rub it in. Synesius, it's not as fragrant as might be, that is, not before it's smeared. It doesn't smell of kisses. Murine, how silly I am, I've brought you Rhodian scents. Synesius, it's good enough, leave it, love. Murine, you must be jesting. Synesius, plague rack the man who first compounded scent. Murine, here, take this flask. Synesius, I've a far better one. Don't tease me, come here, and get nothing more. Murine, I'm coming. I'm just drawing off my shoes. You're sure you will vote for peace? Cinesias, I'll think about it. She runs off. I'm dead, the woman's worn me all away. She's gone and left me with an anguished pulse. Men balked in your amorous delight, how melancholy is your plight. With sympathy your case I view, for I am sure it's hard on you. What human being could sustain this unforeseen domestic strain, and not a single trace of willing women in the place? Cinesias, O Zeus, what throbbing suffering! Men, she did it all, the harlot, she with her atrocious harlotry. Women, nay, rather call her darling sweet. Men, what, sweet? She's a rude, wicked thing. Cinesias, a wicked thing, as I repeat. O Zeus, canst thou not suddenly let loose some twirling hurricane to tear her flapping up along the air and drop her, when she's whirled around, here to the ground, neatly impaled upon the stake that's ready upright for her sake? He goes out. Enter Spartan herald. The magistrate comes forward. Herald, what here gabs the Senate and the Prytans? I've fetched dispatches for them. Magistrate, are you a man or a monstrosity? Herald, my scrimp-brained lad, I'm a herald, as ye see, who ha come frae Sparta anent a peace. Magistrate, then why do you hide that lance that sticks out under your arms? Herald, I've brought no lance. Magistrate, then why do you turn aside and hold your cloak so far out from your body? Is your groin swollen with stress of traveling? Herald, by Castor, I'll swear the man is wood. Magistrate, indeed, your cloak is wide, my rascal fellow. Herald, but I tell ye no. Enow o fleering. Magistrate, well, what is it then? Herald, it's my dispatch cane. Magistrate, of course a Spartan cane. But speak right out. I know all this too well. Are new privations springing up in Sparta? Herald, och, hard as could be, in lofty lusty columns our allies stand united. We maun get Pellene. Magistrate, whence has this evil come? Is it from Pen? Herald, no. Lampeto first ran asclant, then the others sprinted after her example, and blocked, the Hysies, their whams unscythed against our every fleech. Magistrate, what did you do? Herald, we are broken, and bent double, limp like men carrying lanterns in great winds about the city. They winna let us even wi lightest neaf skim their primsy pretties till we've concluded peace terms wi a Hellas. Magistrate, so the conspiracy is universal, this proves it? Then return to Sparta. Bid them send envoys with full powers to treat of peace, and I will urge the Senate here to choose plenipotentiary ambassadors, as argument adducing this connection. Herald, I'm off. Your wisdom none could contractivert. They retire. Men, there is no beast, no rush of fire, like woman so untamed. She calmly goes her way where even panthers would be shamed. Women, and yet you are fool enough, it seems, to dare to war with me, when for your faithful ally you might win me easily. Men, never could the hate I feel for womankind grow less. Women, then have your will. But I'll take pity on your nakedness. For I can see just how ridiculous you look, and so will help you with your tunic if close up I now may go. Men, well, that, by Zeus, is no scoundrel deed, I frankly will admit. I only took them off myself in a scoundrel raging fit. Women, now you look sensible, and that your men no one could doubt. If you were but good friends again, I'd take the insect out that hurts your eye. Men, is that what's wrong? That nasty bitty thing. Please squeeze it out, and show me what it is that makes the sting. It's been paining me a long while now. Women, well, I'll agree to that, although you're most unmannerly. Oh, what a giant gnat! Here, look. It comes from marshy trichorasis, I can tell. Men, oh thank you. It was digging out a veritable well. Now that it's gone, I can't hold back my tears. See how they fall. Women, I'll wipe them off, bad as you are, and kiss you after all. Men, I won't be kissed. Women, oh yes, you will. Your wishes do not matter. Men, oh botheration take you all. How you cajole and flatter. A hell it is to live with you, to live without, a hell, how truly was that said. But come, these enmities let's quell. You stop from giving orders and I'll stop from doing wrong. So let's join ranks and seal our bargain with a choric song. Chorus. Athenians, it's not our intention to sow political dissension by giving any scandal mention, but on the contrary to promote good feeling in the state by word and deed. We've had enough calamities of late. So let a man or woman but divulge they need a trifle, say, 2 minas, 3 or 4, I've purses here that bulge. There's only one condition made, indulge my whim in this I pray, when peace is signed once more, on no account am I to be repaid. And I'm making preparation for a gay select collation with some youths of reputation. I've managed to produce some soup and they're slaughtering for me a sucking pig, its flesh should taste as tender as could be. I shall expect you at my house today. To the baths make an early visit, and bring your children along, don't dawdle on the way. Ask no one, enter as if the place was all your own, yours henceforth is it. If nothing chances wrong, the door will then be shut bang in your face. The Spartan ambassadors approach. Chorus. Here come the Spartan envoys with long, worried beards. Hail, Spartans, how do you fare? Did anything new arise? Spartans, no need for a clutter o' words. Do ye see our condition? Chorus. The situation swells to greater tension. Something will explode soon. Spartans, it's awful truly. But come, let us wi the best speed we may scribble a piece. Chorus. I notice that our men, like wrestlers poised for contest, hold their clothes out from their bellies. An athlete's malady. Since exercise alone can bring relief. Athenians, can anyone tell us where Lysistrata is? There is no need to describe our men's condition, it shows up plainly enough. Chorus. It's the same disease. Do you feel a jerking throbbing in the morning? Athenians, by Zeus, yes. In these straits, I'm racked all through. Unless peace is soon declared, we shall be driven in the void of women to try Cleisthenes. Chorus. Be wise and cover those things with your tunics. Who knows what kind of person may perceive you? Athenians, by Zeus, you're right. Spartans, by the twa goddesses, indeed ye are. Let's put our tunics on. Athenians, hail, O my fellow sufferers, hail Spartans. Spartans, O hinny darling, what a wafer thing. If they had seen us our lunging waddies. Athenians, tell us then, Spartans, what has brought you here? Spartans, we come to treat o peace. Athenians, well spoken there. And we the same. Let us call out Lysistrata, since she alone can settle the peace terms. Spartans, call out Lysistratus too if ye don't mind. Chorus. No indeed. She hears your voices and she comes. Enter Lysistrata. Hail, wonder of all women. Now you must be in turn hard, shifting, clear, deceitful, noble, crafty, sweet, and stern. The foremost men of Hellas, smitten by your fascination, have brought their tangled quarrels here for your sole arbitration. Lysistrata, an easy task if the love's raging homesickness doesn't start trying out how well each other will serve instead of us. But I'll know at once if they do. Oh, where's that girl, reconciliation? Bring first before me the Spartan delegates, and see you lift no rude or violent hands, none of the churlish ways our husbands used. But lead them courteously, as women should. And if they grudge fingers, guide them by other methods, and introduce them with ready tact. The Athenians draw by whatever offers you a grip. Now, Spartans, stay here facing me. Hear you, Athenians. Both hearken to my words. I am a woman, but I'm not a fool. And what of natural intelligence I own has been filled out with the remembered precepts my father and the city elders taught me. First, I reproach you both sides equally that when at Pylae and Olympia, at Pytho and the many other shrines that I could name, you sprinkle from one cup the altars common to all Hellenes, yet you rack Hellenic cities, bloody Hellas with deaths of her own sons, while yonder clangs the gathering menace of barbarians. Athenians, we cannot hold it in much longer now. Lysistrata, now unto you, O Spartans, do I speak. Do you forget how your own countryman, Pericles, once came hither suppliant before our altars, pale in his purple robes, praying for an army when in Messenia danger growled, and the sea god made earth quaver? Then with 4,000 hoplites Cimon marched and saved all Sparta. Yet base ingrates now, you are ravaging the soil of your preservers. Athenians, by Zeus, they do great wrong, Lysistrata. Spartans, great wrong, indeed. Oh, what a luscious wench! Lysistrata. And now I turn to the Athenians. Have you forgotten too how once the Spartans, in days when you wore slavish tunics, came and with their spears broke a Thessalian host and all the partisans of Hippias? They alone stood by your shoulder on that day. They freed you, so that for the slave's short skirt you should wear the trailing cloak of liberty. Spartans, I've never seen a nobler woman anywhere. Athenians, nor I one with such prettily jointing hips. Lysistrata. Now, brethren twined with mutual benefactions, can you still war, can you suffer such disgrace? Why not be friends? What is there to prevent you? Spartans, we're agreed, gin that we get this tempting mole. Lysistrata. Which one? Spartans, that Anna we've wanted to get into, oh for Sae lang. Pylos, of course. Athenians, by Poseidon, never. Lysistrata. Give it up. Athenians, then what will we do? We need that ticklish place united to us. Lysistrata. Ask for some other lurking hole in return. Athenians, then, we'll choose this snug thing here, Echinus, shall we call the nestling spot? And this backside haven, these desirable twin promontories, the Malaic, and then of course these Megarine legs. Spartans. Not that, oh surely not that, never that. Lysistrata. Agree. Now what are 2 legs more or less? Athenians. I want to strip at once and plow my land. Spartans. And mine I want to fertilize at once. Lysistrata. And so you can, when peace is once declared. If you mean it, get your allies' heads together and come to some decision. Athenians. What allies? There's no distinction in our politics, we've risen as one man to this conclusion, every ally is jumping mad to drive it home. Spartans. And ours the same, for sure. Athenians. The Charistians first. I'll bet on that. Lysistrata. I agree with all of you. Now off, and cleanse yourselves for the Acropolis, for we invite you all into a supper from our commissariat baskets. There at table you will pledge good behavior and uprightness, then each man's wife is his to hustle home. Athenians. Come, as quickly as possible. Spartans. As quick as ye like. Lead on. Athenians. O Zeus, quick, quick, lead quickly on. They hurry off. Chorus. Broidered stuffs on high I'm heaping, fashionable cloaks and sweeping trains, not even gold gods keeping. Take them all, I pray you, take them all, I do not care, and deck your children your daughter, if the basket she's to bear. Come, every one of you, come in and take of this rich hoard a share. Knots tied so skillfully but you its seal can break and plunder all you spy inside. I've laid out all that I can spare, and therefore you will see nothing unless than I yours sharper-eyed. If lacking corn a man should be while his slaves clamour hungrily and his excessive progeny, then I've a handful of grain at home which is always to be had, and to which in fact a more than life-size loaf I'd gladly add. Then let the poor bring with them bag or sack and take this store of food. Manes, my man, I'll tell to help them all to pack their wallets full. But oh take care. I had forgotten, don't intrude, or terrified you'll yell. My dog is hungry too, and bites beware. Some loungers from the market with torches approach the banqueting hall. The porter bars their entrance. First market lounger open the door. Porter here move along. First market lounger what's this? You're sitting down. Shall I singe you with my torch? That's vulgar. Oh I couldn't do it, yet if it would gratify the audience, I'll mortify myself. Second market lounger and I will too. We'll both be crude and vulgar, yes we will. Porter be off at once now or you'll be wailing dirges for your hair. Get off at once, and see you don't disturb the Spartan envoys just coming out from the splendid feast they've had. The banqueters begin to come out. First Athenian I've never known such a pleasant banquet before, and what delightful fellows the Spartans are. When we are warm with wine, how wise we grow. Second Athenian that's only fair, since sober we're such fools, this is the advice I'd give the Athenians see our ambassadors are always drunk. For when we visit Sparta sober, then we're on the alert for trickery all the while so that we miss half of the things they say, and misinterpret things that were never said, and then report the muddle back to Athens. But now we're charmed with each other. They might cap with the Telamon catch instead of the Clytagora, and we'd applaud and praise them just the same, we're not too scrupulous in weighing words. Porter why, here the rascals come again to plague me. Won't you move on, you sorry loafers there? Market lounger yes, by Zeus, they're already coming out. Spartans now hinny dearest, please tack up your pipe that I may try a spring and sing my best in honor o' the Athenians and ourselves. Athenians I, take your pipe. By all the gods, there's nothing could glad my heart more than to watch you dance. Spartans. Mnemosyne, let thy fire storm these younkers, O tongue wi stormy ecstasy my muse that knows our deeds and theirs, how when at sea their navies swooped upon the Medes and Artemisian gods for their courage, did they strike wrenching a triumph fray their foes, while at Thermopylae Leonidas' army stood, wild boars they were like wild boars that wi fierce threat their terrible tusks wet, the sweat ran streaming down each twisted face, fine blossoming strange petals o death panted fray mortal. Breath, the sweat drenched their bodies that place, for the hurly-burly o Persians glittered more than the sands on the shore. Come, hunting girl, and hear my prayer you whose arrows whiz in woodlands, come and bless this peace we swear. Let us be fenced wi age-long amity, O let this bond stick ever firm through thee in friendly happiness. Henceforth no guile for perjury be seen. O hither, hither O thou wildwood queen. Lysistrata earth is delighted now, peace is the voice of earth. Spartans, sort out your wives, Athenians, yours. Let each catch hands with his wife and dance his joy, dance out his thanks, be grateful in music, and promise reformation with his heels. Athenians. O dancers, forward. Lead out the graces, call Artemis out, then her brother, the dancer of skies, that gracious Apollo. Invoke with a shout Dionysus out of whose eyes breaks fire on the Maenades that follow, and Zeus with his flares of quick lightning, and call, happy Hera, queen of all, and all the daimons summon hither to be witnesses of our revelry and of the noble peace we have made, Aphrodite our aid. Io Paean, Io, cry for victory, leap. Attained by me, leap. EUOI. Spartans Piper, GIE us the music for a new sang. Spartans. Leaving again lovely lofty Taygetus hither O Spartan muse, hither to greet us, and wi our choric voice to raise to Amyclean Apollo praise, and Tyndareus gallant sons whose days along Eurytos banks merrily pass, and Athene o the house o brass. Now the dance begin, dance, making swirl your fringe o woolly skin, while we join voices to him dear Sparta that rejoices I a beautiful sang, and loves to see dancers tangled beautifully, for the girls I tumbled ranks along Eurytos banks like wanton fillies thrang, frolicking therein like bacchantes shaking the wild air to comb a giddy laughter through the hair, bacchantes that clench their sigh as they sweep to the ecstatic leap. And Helen, child o Leda, come thou holy, nimble, graceful queen, lead thou the dance, gather thy joyous tresses up I bands and play like a fawn. To madden them, clap thy hands, and sing praise to the warrior goddess templed I our lands, her o the house o brass. End of the Project Gutenberg ebook. Lysistrata updated editions will replace the previous one. The old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works, so the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark, and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances, and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start, full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works, by using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg. You agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark Electronic Works 1.a. By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark/copyright, agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the foundation or PGLOF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying, or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg, 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark work, any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3. If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4. Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark. 1.e.5 Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg trademark license. 1.e.6 You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee, or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7 Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8 You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works provided that, you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4, Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark works. 1.e.9 If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f.1.f.1 Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects, such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2 Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg trademark electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs, and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive, or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3. Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4. Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5. Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6. Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion, and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs, and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark work, and C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark. Project Gutenberg trademark is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers including obsolete, old, middle-aged, and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501 c. 3. Educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification Number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, Utah 84116801596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork, and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways including checks, online payments, and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg trademark electronic works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the U.S. unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks. Lysistrata, translated from the Greek of Aristophanes. Illustrations by Norman Lindsay. Lysistrata, the persons of the drama. The full Project Gutenberg license.